As early voting begins in most of the major states, is Kamala Harris struggling with black voter turnout, specifically black male turnout? That seems to be the opinion of Don Lemon and many others in the Democrat Party, including Barack Obama, and we'll talk about some of the reasons that may be in today's video. But folks, I'm Vince with Resist the Mainstream. Do us a big favor, if you enjoy our content, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And why should you subscribe? Because doing so goes a long way in ensuring we can keep bringing you videos like this. And with that said, let's take a listen to what Don Lemon recently had to say, panicking about the state of the black vote, which is obviously historically a total lock for the Democrats, both in terms of margins and in terms of turnout in 2024. Check it out.
Yes. You're talking to a lot of voters, and I will just say that you texted me right around the Democratic convention, and you said, I am talking to people and Kamala Harris has a problem with black men.
Yeah, and I told the campaign I did not hear from them. I mean, who am I for them to get back to me? But there's a problem. And look, I went from battleground state to battleground state when they invited me to the...
Wait. By the way, you mean to tell me that Kamala's campaign has ignored several warning signs since the beginning? I know, we're all so shocked by this, right? So shocked.
Mentioned I didn't just want to fly there. I said, I'm gonna go and talk to voters in battleground states, and I did. It was not curated. I went up to people just doing man on the street and said, who are you gonna vote for? Black men. And time after time after time, they said, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Why?
Now, their reasons why, they said, because most of the time they said, well, you know, for economic reasons. Right? Or because he gave me a stimulus check, and I had to correct them over and over and tell them where that stimulus check came from a Democratic Congress and from Nancy Pelosi, and that Donald Trump actually held the check up so that his name could be put on the check. So they think they got the check directly from him. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has given 1 or 2 stimulus checks as well, but they seem not to know and understand that. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for. But the reasons that you're going to vote for them, I think that they should be accurate and factual, and you should know why you're supporting someone.
Before we continue this video, a quick word from today's sponsors over at Goldco. In today's unpredictable market, it's more important than ever to secure your financial future with a stable, long-term investment. I mean, just look at how volatile the economy has been for the past 4 years. When markets crash or inflation spikes, gold remains a strong, solid foundation for your retirement. And with Goldco, you can easily diversify your portfolio with gold and silver IRAs, which can protect you from the volatility of other investments like stocks and real estate. Goldco makes the rollover process for your 401k or IRA easy and tax penalty free with expert guidance at every step. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 in free silver right now when you open an account. So why not learn more about making the smart choice for your long-term financial security and diversifying yourself with gold and silver? Get your free information kit right now to learn more. It's totally free, no strings attached. If you want to learn a little bit about this, go to rtmgold.com. Again, that is rtmgold.com to get your free information kit on investing in gold and silver. Okay, so you heard it right there. Don Lemon went around to a bunch of black men in the swing states and said, how dare you vote for Donald Trump? You can't do this. You're, don't you know, actually, Bidenomics is working. Actually, he's a fantastic president, and he definitely did everything right. It's like, okay, that's just Don Lemon being Don Lemon. But the actual reality, the true situation, is that Democrats are struggling not just with black men, but with a lot of their core voter demographic. And it's not just about the fact that, oh, the black men are all going to go out and vote for Trump. But if you have low turnout, this election is going to come down to turnout, whether we're talking about the Trump base with white working class voters or the Kamala Harris base with black voters, for instance. How many of your core base of voters actually show up to the polls and vote is going to be what decides this election. And it is pretty obvious that the Democrats are in a complete panic over this. Take a look at the fact that Barack Obama recently went into the swing states campaigning and was outright shaming black men for not getting behind this complete joke and dumpster fire of a candidate.
Communities is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you.
That's very debatable, by the way. Grew up like you? Really? The woman who spent a lot of her childhood years in Canada and bragged about how she basically lived the white picket fence neighborhood. Yeah, she's totally relatable. I'm sure.
Went to college with you. Understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. He's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land.
Yeah, because we all know that shame, right? Shaming people into how dare you not vote for me is always a historically effective strategy. Yeah, I'd love to see how this worked. You heard recently Kamala Harris was already basically trying to backtrack this comment that Barack made because it is just so bad. It is so idiotic and stupid. But perhaps, I don't know, is there a reason why black men have a hard time resonating with Kamala Harris? Don't take it from me. Here's something that Don Lemon said a while back about Kamala, and I don't know, ask yourself these questions.
Black woman.
Okay, that's why I agree with that. I agree with that. But is she African American? No. But is she African American? There's a difference. There's nothing wrong with that. No one is trying to take anything away from her.
Let's go down into her lineage.
I think you're falling. I think you're falling into a trap of that. All she had to do was say, "I am black, but I'm not African American." That's it.
Let me say this. I'm not falling in a trap. I'm not falling in. Let me finish. Hold on. I'm not falling into a trap by that. When she goes down her lineage, many Africans landed in Jamaica and all these other Caribbean islands. So she could indeed
Jamaica's
be
not America.
African American mixed with other races. But she is
Jamaica's not America.
But she is a black woman. She was
Jamaica
born
did not
here.
Come out of Jim Crow.
Okay, well let's go into Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz was born in Canada.
I'm not talking about Ted Cruz. This is not about Ted Cruz. You're changing the subject.
But you know what? We cannot. It was hypocrisy. I'm not changing the subject.
Yes, you are.
She's a black woman. I don't know what you want.
Cruz.
Okay.
But she knows you. She understands your struggle. Yeah, okay. The central conclusion, though, is that the Kamala campaign is fundamentally a desperate political campaign. And you always can tell the signs, right? The moment a Democrat starts sending out Barack Obama to frantically campaign for you, you know that probably means you're losing, right? That's what all the losing Democrats, for some reason, always make the choice to do. When you're struggling with black men so badly that you need to try to shame them and intimidate them into voting for you instead of, hey, solid lock, like that's our very reliable voting demographic, you know you are fundamentally in trouble. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. What do you think about the upcoming 2024 election? Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, I've been Vince with Resist the Mainstream. Peace.